my dear learners, for this course on design of machine elements. In this module 3, we were discussing about design of spur gears and helical gears. In my previous lecture, I explained the procedure to solve or to completely design a spur gear. So let us move on to our problem number 1 in this lecture. The problem number 1 states that design a pair of spur gear 20 degree involute to transmit 30 kilowatt of power at 600 rpm of pinion. Number of teeth on pinion is 15. Transmission ratio is 5:1. Material of the pinion is cast steel whose static strength is 137.34 MPa, and that of gear is high grade cast iron whose static strength is 103 MPa. So this question was asked in VTU examination December 2018, January 2019. Let us solve this problem. Let us list out the prerequisites properly and then we will enter to the procedure. The prerequisites are, so the data given for this problem are, we want to design a spur gear of 20 degree involute tooth form. So the tooth form is 20 degree involute. 20 degree involute tooth form. He has given the power as 30 kilowatts at pinion speed, that is N1 is 600 rpm. The number of teeth on pinion is given, that is Z1 is 15. The transmission ratio, that is speed ratio, which is given by N1 by N2, which is nothing but D2 by D1, which is nothing but Z2 by Z1, which is given as 5:1, that is 5. Material of the pinion is cast steel, so therefore pinion static strength sigma D1 is equal to 137.34 megapascals, and that of gear, that is sigma D2 is equal to 103 megapascals. So moving on to the prerequisites. The first prerequisites is to know whether the pitch circle diameter is given or not. If pitch circle diameter is not given, then we should solve the module equation for m cube CV. If pitch circle diameter is given, then we should solve the module equation for m square y. If you clearly observe the problem, he has not given the value of pitch circle diameter for either pinion nor for gear. Therefore, we should design this problem by using the module equation for m cube CV. Since PCD is not given, solve module equation for m cube CV. The second prerequisite is the number of teeth on pinion and gear. So he has given the number of teeth on pinion and he has given the reduction ratio. So therefore the number of teeth on gear will be, we know that I is equal to Z2 by Z1. So therefore number of teeth on gear, that is Z2, is equal to 15 into 5. So which will gives us 75. Moving on to our third prerequisite, that is materials and their static strengths. He has clearly given the static strengths for the materials. So therefore we know the third prerequisite, that is material details. So sigma D1 and sigma D2 are known. So we know all the prerequisites. Now we'll enter into the problem. In step 1, we should find the weaker member. Step 1, to find weaker member. So formulate the table. Particulars sigma D y, which is Lewis form factor, which is determined from using equation 12.5. Next, sigma d into y, and finally we should write the remark for weaker member. In particulars, we have pinion and we have gear. The sigma d for pinion is 137.34 and for gear is 103. Now to find Lewis form factor, from equation 12.5b, page number 204, we have the Lewis form factor given by y is equal to 0.154 minus 0.912 divided by z for 20-degree involute tooth form. Now substituting the value of z1, I will get y1. Substituting the value of z2, I will get y2. So simplifying which, I will get for z1 is equal to 15, y1 will be for z2 is equal to 75, y2 will be, substituting into this equation, 0.154 minus 0.912 divided by 15 will yield us 0.0932, whereas for 75 teeth for gear we are getting 0.14184. So therefore the values of y1 and y2 are 0.0932 and 0.14184. Now multiplying these, I will get 137.34 into 0.0932 will be 12.8. 103 into 0.14184 will be equal to 14.6. Therefore, pinion is the weaker. I should design for pinion. We always design for the weaker member. So therefore, design for pinion, which is a weaker member. This completes our step 1. Next, moving on to step 2 is to find the module. Now moving on to step 2. Step 2 is to find the module. From Descent and Dawn book written by K. Madhavan and Balvi Reddy, 4th edition, we have from the equation 12.5b, page number 204, module is given by this equation. From the prerequisites, we know that we should solve this equation for m cube cv because PCD is not given in the problem. So rearranging the terms, I will get m cube cv as 2mt divided by sigma d k, y value is pi times small y, z is z1, sigma d is sigma d1 because we are solving for pinion. Pinion is the weaker member. Now to find the value of mt is equal to 9.55 into 10 to the power of 6 into power by RPM into service factor, where mt is nothing but torque. This service factor is not given in the question, so therefore from table 12.8, page number 235, assuming medium shocks with 8 to 10 hours working per day, CS will be, service factor will be 1.5. So you assume this condition always if service factor is not mentioned in the question. P is given in the data, so P is 30 kilowatts and N is nothing but we are designing for Pinion. N1 is 600 RPM. So substituting to this equation, I will get MT as 9.55 into 10 to the power of 6 into P in kilowatts is 30, RPM is 600 and service factor is 1.5. If I substitute, I will get MT as 716,250 Newton millimeters. Next is sigma D1. Sigma D1 is known to us, given in the question, 137.34 megapascals. Coming for the value of K, K is equal to B by M, given in this equation 12.5b, page number 204, where B is phase width. Since phase width is not given in the question, always assume phase width as 10 times the module if not given. If phase width is not given in the question, always assume phase width is equal to 10 times the module. So substituting which, the value K will become 10 times the module divided by module. Cancelling of module in numerator and denominator, K value is equal to 10 always if phase width is not given in the question. Next we have Y. Y is nothing but Y1, which we have solved in our step 1, which gives us 0.0932. Next, Z1 is number of teeth. Z1 is 15 teeth for pinion. So we know all the values. Substituting to this equation, I will get M cube CV required is equal to 2 into MT is 716,250 divided by sigma D is 137.34 into K value is 10 into pi into Y1 is 0.0932 multiplied by number of teeth is 15, which gives us 237.487. So this is the required value of M cube CV. Now to find the module from trial and error method, for trial 1, assume module is equal to 4 millimeters. So if I assume module is equal to 4 millimeters, we know the formula for module. Module is equal to D by Z. So therefore D1 will become 4 into 15. Therefore D1 will be equal to 60 millimeters. Now velocity V is pi D1 N1 by 60,000, which gives us shift pi into D1 is 60 into N1 is 600 RPM divided by 60,000. Will yield us 1.885 meters per second. So now to find the value of CV from equation 12.6a, page number 205, we have CV is equal to 3.05 divided by 3.05 plus V for velocity up to 8 meters per second. We have velocity 1.885, which is less than 8 meters per second. Substituting to this equation, I will get CV as 3.05 by 3.05 plus 1.885 885, which is equal to CV as 0.618. So therefore m cube CV, which is nothing but 4 mm is the model I have assumed, 4 cube into 0.618 will yields us 39.55, which is very less than the required value. Therefore, since in our trial one we failed to exceed the value of 237.487, referring to the table 12.2, page number 229, preference 1, keep on choosing the module. I choose for trial 2 module as 6. I obtained m cube CV as 112, which is again less than the required value. Next, from table 12.2, page number 229, under preference 1, we don't have module 7. So therefore, going for module 8, again the value what I obtained is less than 237. So therefore, I moved for trial number 4. For trial number 4, from table 12.2, page number 229, module 9 is not available. Therefore, I choose module as 10. When I choose module 10, I exceeded the value of 237.487. So therefore, since the adopted value is greater than the required value, adopt module is equal to 10 mm. So therefore, the module for the given problem is 10 mm. Now, I told you why we are using m cube CV instead of m square y for problems in which PCD is not given, is because of the reason to find CV we want velocity. To find CV we want velocity. To find velocity we want diameters. So this is nothing but pitch circle diameter. Whereas the problems in which pitch circle diameter is not given, we cannot find CV. Therefore, we will resolve this equation to the form of m cube CV, and we will find m cube CV required, and through trial and error method we will find m cube CV adopted. The adopting value must be greater than the m cube CV required value. Thereby you can freeze the module. Next, moving on to our step 3, that is for checking of stress. Coming for step 3, checking for stress, we know that sigma d CV allowable is given by sigma d1, which is known to us 137.34, which is available in the data, and CV is obtained from module. We have adopted the module as 10 millimeters. For 10 millimeters, the CV which I have calculated in our step 2 is 0.3929. If I substitute and calculate, I am going to get 137.34 into 0.3929 yields us 53.96 megapascals. Now to find sigma dCV induced, use equation 12.5a, page number 204. Ft is equal to sigma d CV B capital Y M, where Ft is equal to 2mt by d from equation 12.8a, page number 206. Ft will be 2 into torque divided by diameter. So diameter of the pinion is d is equal to m into z, which is 10 into 15, which is equal to 150 mm. So which yields us 9550 newtons. The tangential force is 9550 newtons. Now substituting this value and resolving which, I'll get the equation reformed as 9550 is equal to sigma dCV B capital Ym. So therefore resolving this for induced stress, sigma dCV induced will be 9550 divided by phase width is 10 times the module and pi y is 0.0932 into module is 10. B is given by 10m, 10 times the module. So solving which I will get sigma dCV induced is equal to 9550 divided by 10 cube into 5 times 0.0932, which gives us 32.616 MPa. Whereas the allowable stress is 53.96, induced stress is 32.616. So therefore design is safe from stress point of view. So therefore sigma dCV allowable is greater than sigma dCV induced. Therefore design is safe for stress. Safe for induced stress. Next, moving on to our step 4 to find the factor of safety. Step 4, FOS is given by equation 12.5a divided by equation 12.8a. Substituting the values, I will get factor of safety as sigma d CV B pi times small ym divided by 2mt by d1. So if I substitute, FOS will be sigma d is 137.34, CV is 0.3929 into B is 10 square into pi into y is 0.0932 into module is 10 whole divided by 2 times 716,250 divided by diameter d1 is 150. So if I solve, the factor of safety will be (137.34) into 0.3929 into 10 cube into pi into 0.0932 into 150 divided by 2 times 716250, which yields us 1.654. So the factor of safety is 1.654 for the given problem. The factor of safety is 1.654. Next, moving on to our step 5. Now, moving on to our step 5, that is this to find the standard tooth proportions. From table 12.3, page number 229, we have the formulas for various tooth proportions. All the formulas are mentioned in terms of modules. Already we have adopted the module for this problem as 10 millimeters. Substituting the value of 10 millimeters, I can find all the values of the standard tooth proportions. The addendum is same as module, that is 10 mm, and one more important parameter is pitch circle diameter of pinion. The pitch circle diameter of pinion is found to be 15 teeth multiplied by 10 module, I will get 150 millimeters. Like that you can complete the standard tooth proportions. This completes the first part of the given problem. Moving on to the second part of the given problem. The second part is to find the hardness of the gear and pinion if it is asked to design the gear completely. If the hardness is given in the question itself, then we should check for strength, whether the design is safe from strength point of view or not. Since in the problem the hardness is not given, we should find the hardness of gear and pinion. Now, from equation 12.12, page number 207, we have the formula for dynamic load. The formula for dynamic load is given by Ft plus K3V into C into face width plus tangential force divided by K3 constant into velocity V plus under the square root velocity factor C face width B plus tangential load. So now the tangential load is already determined. So tangential load is 9550 newtons, which is already calculated for this problem. Coming for K3, it is given under this equation itself, it is 20.67 for SI units. Face width B is given by 10 times the module, so therefore I will get 100 millimeters. Now the only unknown is to find the value of C. To find C, first we should find error. Now to find error, we have two tables. One is table number 12.13, other one is table number 12.14 in page number 237. Table number 12.13 should be used if the class of gear is mentioned. If you read the problem, the class of gear is not mentioned. So therefore, we should go for table number 12.14 in page number 237. Since class of gear is not mentioned, using table number 12.14 from page 237, the error is depending on velocity. So velocity for this problem is V is equal to pi d1 n1 by 60,000. If I substitute, I will get pi into 150 into 600 divided by 60,000, which yields us 4.712 meters per second. So for 4.712 from table 12.14 page number 237, the error is not directly available. So therefore, doing interpolation, I get error as for velocity is equal to 4, we have error as 0.071. For 4.712, we should find the error. For 5 meters per second, we have the error as 0.064. Now doing the interpolation, the error will become, the interpolation will be, let us take this as A, B and C. Take this as 1, 2 and 3. So the formula will become A minus B by A minus C is equal to 1 minus 2 by 1 minus 3. So the interpolation formula will be A minus B divided by A minus C will be equal to 1 minus 2 divided by 1 minus 3. So therefore, substituting the corresponding values, I will get 4 minus 4.712 divided by 4 minus 5 is equal to 0.071 minus I should find the value x divided by 0.071 minus 0.064. If I substitute this and by interpolation, if I solve, I will get the value of error as 0.066. Once we know the error, we can find the value of dynamic factor C from interpolation from the table 12.12 from page number 236. Now, from page number 236, table number 12.12, the dynamic factor. Coming for the materials of the gears and pinion, the pinion is made up of cast steel and gear is made up of cast iron, and we are designing for 20-degree involute tooth form. So therefore, we have the values as for cast iron and steel for 20-degree tooth form, when the error is 0.06, we have the value of C as 471.9. I want the value of C when error is 0.066. I should find the value of C, whereas the next value for interpolation will be 0.08. At 0.08, we have the value of C as 629.2. So now find the value of X by interpolation is the same formula. Treat this as A, this as B, and this as C. Treat the values of C as 1, 2 and 3. Use the same interpolation formula. A minus B by A minus C is equal to 1 minus 2 by 1 minus 3. So if I substitute and solve, I will get the value of C as, now from interpolation, the formula for interpolation is A minus B by A minus C is equal to 1 minus 2 by 1 minus 3. So substituting the corresponding values, I will get 0.06 minus 0.066 divided by 0.06 minus 0.08 is equal to 471.9 minus X divided by 471.9 minus 629.2. So solving which, I will get the value of C as 519.09. So this is the value of dynamic factor. This is the value of dynamic factor. So now we know all the values. Substituting into this formula, FD will be, so FD, the dynamic load is equal to 9550 is the tangential load, plus K3 is given as 20.67 for SI units, into velocity is calculated 4.712 multiplied by the value of C is 519.09 into phase width is 100 plus tangential load is 9550 whole divided by K3 value is 20.67 into velocity is 4.712 plus square root of C is 519.09 into phase width is 100 plus FT is 9550. So solving this equation, I will get the value of dynamic load FT as 26,885.12 newtons. 26,885.12 newtons. That is 26,885 kilonewtons. Moving on to our step 7 to find the BHN. The equation for wear load is given by equation 12.15a, page number 208. The equation is F W is equal to B1 BQ into K. where Q is determined by using the formula 2d2 divided by d1 plus d2. Now the Q will become 2 times 750 mm divided by 150 plus 750, which yields us the value of Q as 2 into 750 divided by 150 plus 750 will be 1.667. So to find BHN, FW must be equal to FD. So using the formula, I'll get, we know the value of D1. D1 is 150 into B value is known 100 into Q value is known 1.667 into find the value of K, whereas FD is known, it is 26,885.12. 26,885.12. So therefore the value of K will be 26,885.12 divided by 150 into 100 into 1.667, which yields us the value as 1.0752. So now from table 12.16, page number 239, for K is equal to 1.0752 and the material of pinion is steel and gear is cast iron. So for pinion, which is made up of steel, and gear, which is made up of cast iron, and we have 20-degree tooth form. For the value of K is 1.0752. We have the nearest value as K is equal to 1.33344. So therefore adopting K is equal to the next higher value for 1.0752 is 1.344. For steel and cast iron, the BHN of pinion will be 250 and the BHN of gear will be 180. So therefore the BHN of steel is 250 and the Brinell hardness number of gear is 180. So this completes the complete design of spur gear. In part 1 we have determined the module and we have determined the factor of safety. Module is coming around 10 millimeters and factor of safety is 1.655, whereas the BHN for pinion is 250 and BHN for gear is 180. So that's all from this lecture. Thank you.